Hello and welcome to Global Academia. If you're considering pursuing a bachelor's, master's, PhD, or even a postdoc, you're in the right place. Here we will give you all the information you need to decide. Welcome to episode 2 of Global Academia. Today we will dive deeper into the bachelor degree in the UK and we'll cover all the steps you need to take from what it takes to get in, how to fund your studies, and more importantly, how to make the absolute most of your time there. So whether you're a high school student, considering a change, or just curious, stick with us. So what do you need to get into a bachelor's degree in the UK? One of the first things is your GCSE, which is the last 2 years of your high school, and most universities will look for at least 5 GCSEs in grade 4 or C, or above that, including math and English. Aside from your GCSEs, you will need level 3 qualifications. There are a few of them, the most common one A-levels, but there are other things such as BTECs, T-levels, or access to higher education diplomas. Now, the most common one is A-levels, which universities will specify the grades or the UCAS tariff points that they require. UTAF tariff points are based on your grades. For example, an A star is 56 UCAS points, or A is 48, and so on and so forth. So, to get into the university, first you need to check what is this requirement that they want you to have. If you're an international student, you will have an international baccalaureate or a high school qualification that will be assessed by the university for equivalence. Aside from that, you will need English language proficiency, which is an IELTS exam. Now, just to let you know, IELTS has 2 different types. One is general and one is UKVI. If you are planning to come to the UK, you will need to take the IELTS UKVI one, which is accepted by the universities in the UK. I will just open a small discussion here about IELTS. IELTS exam has 4 different parts: speaking, listening, writing, and reading. And what you do is, for speaking, you go somewhere, you talk to someone, and they have an interview with you. It's a very short time. And after that, for the other 3 parts, you will go to the place and have the exam in 4 hours. If you're applying as a student, your writing style is different compared to the general one, because you have to write scientifically, you have to be able to compare everything. Your readings is a little bit more difficult. So you need to be prepared for all of this. Some universities only give you an average of IELTS grade that they ask of you. Some of them have very specific requirement for each part of the IELTS exam. For both domestic and international students, all the requirements that the university wants of you are listed in their website. So whatever that you want to go for, you can always find all the information in the website of the university. How do you put all of this together? That's where UCAS come in. UCAS is a central application service for almost all undergraduate courses in the UK, and you can apply for up to 5 courses through UCAS. When you're applying through your UCAS application, of course your grades are going to be looked at and all of that, but more important than that is the personal statement. This is your chance to shine, to tell the universities why you want to study and why you're so motivated. And talk about the skills you have, the experience you bring to the table. And make sure that every personal statement that you're writing is tailored to the specific courses that you're applying for. Usually generic statements don't stand out and you may not get accepted to that university. Aside from your statements and your grades, you also will need an academic reference, which can be your teacher or your advisor, who can talk about your academic skills to the university and let them know what you are good at. Most importantly, don't forget the deadlines. Key dates usually are in October or January, and depending on the course you're taking and the university, the deadlines are different. So make sure you look at the deadlines when you're applying and you're ready to apply before that time. Aside from all of this, depending on the course you take, you may need to have a portfolio or attend an interview. And also for certain healthcare courses, you may need to go through a DBS check, which is a criminal record check. Once again, all the information that you need usually are on the website of the university, so you don't have to be worried about how to find this information. They are very publicly available and you just have to look for them. How do you fund for your bachelor degree? Now, let's be real. A university degree is an investment, but how do you want to pay it? For the UK students, there are some options. Currently, the tuition fees are capped at $9,250 per year. This is for 24-25 academic year, and for next year it is going to be capped out $9,535, and this is for the year 25-26. For our international listeners, it is important to know that the international fees are considerably higher, typically ranging between $11,000 to $38,000 depending on the university you're going to or for the course. These numbers are for the academic years 24-25 and 25-26. Later on, the numbers may go higher. But don't panic about the numbers just yet. If you're from Scotland and studying in Scotland, your tuition fees are often paid by the SAAS, which is fantastic. As for the rest of the UK, the most common way to cover tuition is through tuition fee loan from the student finance. This loan is paid directly to your university, so you don't even see the money. You can also apply for a maintenance loan to help with the living costs, things like accommodation, food, and transport. This loan is usually means tested, meaning the amount you get depends on your household income. The great thing about these loans is that you don't have to repay them immediately after you graduate, but when you start earning above a certain threshold. So the government asks you to pay them back when you actually can pay them back and have a normal life. Now, these loans are only for domestic students, but both for domestic and international students, there are other avenues for funding. Many universities and external organizations offer some kind of scholarships, which are fantastic because they're non-repayable. If you get a scholarship, you don't have to pay them back. The scholarship can be based on academic merit, financial need, or even a specific talent, and you might also find grants for specific circumstances, for example, if you have a disability or dependents. There is also the option of part-time work, which during your studies you can work either in places that are related to your course or not. But for international students, this is important that you can only work up to 20 hours a week. It is also important to remember that while the part-time job can help you with some of the expenses, for your bigger bills such as accommodation, part-time job can't pay for that. Now, one skill here that is very important is to carefully budget your living expenses. For example, the accommodation is the biggest one, and once you pass that, how are you going to live your day-to-day life in order to save and be able to pay for other things? This is a skill that is very important, especially if you're an international student, because most of your expenses are coming from abroad, but at the same time, you want to have some security in the country that you're studying as well. So, enough about the finances, the numbers, and the bad news of a lot of money. Let's move on to how to make the absolute best of these years of your life. Remember that these are going to be 3 to 4 years long, so you want both to enjoy your life and also make the most out of it, so when you graduate, you have a lot to show for. Getting accepted is just the first step. To truly succeed and get the most out of your bachelor degree, you need to be proactive. And this is from the academia side of your bachelor's degree. The first thing that is very important is that you need to engage with your academics. Don't just show up to the lectures. You are going to be in a class that may be 400 students, and if you don't engage with your academics, they're not going to know you. If there are seminars or labs, be very active in them, ask questions, seek feedback, and make sure that you're seen. And make full use of all the university resources like the library, the academic support services, and study skilled workshops that the university provides. Most universities have workshops and different resources that they provide for their students, but a lot of students don't even know they exist. So make sure you do your research and look out for these things that will help you improve a lot of the skills that are necessary both for your academic life and for your future job. For example, some of the universities have workshops for academic writing, which is different from normal writing. And it will be helpful for you for writing your essays and articles in the future if you want to write any. So this is just one example of one of the many workshops the university have for the universities, and that's completely free because the expenses have already been included in the payment of your tuition fee. Aside from that, university is not all about academics. You can find places to have your personal growth as well and build your future. There are societies in the university that you can join, and it can be a sports club, a volunteering group, or a debate society, or a course-related association. These new places are perfect for you to meet new people, develop new skills, explore your passions outside your degree, and build a new network aside from the people you're meeting every day for your courses and your modules. You can meet new people here and make new friends. Another service that the universities provide is career services, which it's a very good thing to take advantage of because they help you to create very good CV according to the job you're applying for, participate for interviews or finding internships and graduate job opportunities. Most universities, after you graduate, also up to 2 to 3 years, may provide this service to their alumni as well. I think what I'm trying to say here is that networking is very important, and just going to the class and coming back is not what university is about. You should build your new network, you should connect to your staff, you need to connect to your lecturers, and also connect to alumni of the university. This network, this new circle of networks will help you in the future. And all that said, one of the most important things during these 3 to 4 years of your life is your well-being. University can be challenging, so there are some services available from the university that you can use. There are some talking therapies, and also there are other things that each university in a different way will provide for you. The important thing here is that not to stay silent if you feel challenged, if you feel your well-being is not as good as it's supposed to. Don't stay silent, seek help, and the universities provide this help. So while it is important for you to take advantage of all the services that the universities are providing, it is also important to have a balance between your studies and your social life and have a focus on your personal well-being. While you want to be successful, you also want to enjoy these 3 to 4 years of your life. Now, you have worked hard, you have studied, you have experienced the university life. What happens after you graduate with your UK bachelor's degree? Good thing is the UK bachelor degree is highly regarded worldwide. So when you study here, you can use that degree to find a job anywhere in the world. So it affects your employability kind of directly, both in the UK and internationally. A lot of employers in the world and in the UK recognize the quality of the education in the UK to be high, and they think the skills you have learned are transferable skills that you can use in your career. Now here there are some options you have. Some graduate, many of them, go immediately to job market and secure a role in their chosen field. Another option is to pursue further study, for example, a master or a PhD. In the UK, to pursue a PhD, you don't necessarily need a master's degree. We will talk about master and PhD degrees further in our future episodes, but for now, just know PhD is mostly focused on a research topic and you're only researching. There are hardly any classes, while master, depending on being taught or research, has different structure. Again, this needs its own episode, so I'm not going to bore you with this in this episode. Just know that doing a master or a PhD is also an option after your graduation. The other thing is some of the bachelor degrees need a professional qualification depending on the course that you have taken. For example, you may need a conversion course if you decide to pursue law, or there need to be some specific courses, specific trainings if you decide to become a teacher. For our international listeners, in the UK, as of 2025, the graduate students will have a graduate route visa, which for bachelor and master's 2 years after graduation, and for PhDs 3 years after graduation, which gives time to the graduates to find job in the UK. So once you find your job, you can change that visa from graduate visa to skilled worker visa in the UK. But then again, just a reminder, these are the rules at the moment. In 2025, they may change. Today we covered the steps you need to take to get a bachelor degree in the UK, how the student life is, and what to look for. However, again, this episode is very short and summarized type of about bachelor. Depending on the type of the bachelor degree you are taking, for example, a Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Art, there are differences, and also depending on the university you are going to, you may experience things that we haven't covered in this episode just yet. But don't worry, because we are planning to cover all of the things that we think are necessary for you to understand bachelor degree in the UK in this podcast. So far what we covered was, if you want to get a bachelor degree and you're a domestic student, use UCAS website, which is ucas.com. And this is your primary resource for exploring courses and starting your application. Before starting your A-levels or level 3 qualifications, research university websites and see what they ask of you. Check all the entry requirements and prepare for them. You also have the option to attend university open days. Many universities have this 1 or 2 days or 1 week that they're open to public, and you can go there, see the campus, talk to the staff, talk to the current students, and kind of get a vibe of how the university is working. You can also use many resources such as LinkedIn, or when you go to the open day of the university, to talk to people, connect with the students, alumni, and university representatives. There's also times that some universities go to high schools to kind of represent themselves, talk to them, ask questions, and see what is the best course and university is for you. Thank you for tuning in to Global Academia. I hope this episode was helpful in finding the path to the UK bachelor's degree for you. We wish you all the best on your higher education journey. In our future episodes, we will cover different types of bachelor and different universities, different courses, and also we will be moving on to master and PhD in a very good time. You can find our past episodes of Global Academia on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Castbox, and other places. My name is Leila. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will surely see you again.